Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday Creative Living series. And wherever you are joining from tonight, I invite you to take a moment to settle in, to arrive, and to gently come back to yourself. Just be here right now. There is nothing you need to force tonight, nothing you need to figure out. All that we want is a willingness to be present, to listen, and to allow something within you to become a little clearer. Just be here right now and forget about the worries, forget about the unfinished business. Just be here. Because tonight we are exploring a beautiful spiritual concept, how to recognize the guidance that is already here. We are calling this the pasture of listening. There's a beautiful story in the Bible I'd like us to start this lesson with about a young boy called Samuel. One night, as he was lying down, he heard a voice call his name, Samuel. He got up immediately and ran to his teacher, Eli, and said, "Here I am, you called me." But Eli said, "I did not call you. Go back and lie down." So Samuel went back and lay down again. Then the voice came again, "Samuel." Once more he got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, you called me." And Eli said, "I did not call you, my son. Go back and lie down." This happened a third time. Samuel heard the voice, got up, and went to Eli. "Here I am, you called me." And this time Eli realized what was happening. He understood that Samuel was not hearing him, he was hearing something deeper. So Eli said to him, "Go back and lie down. And if you hear the voice again, simply say, 'Speak, Lord, I am listening.'" So Samuel went back and lay down. And when the voice came again, calling his name, this time he did not run outward. He stayed. He listened and he responded, "Speak, I am listening." Now, many people read that story and think it's about a voice coming from somewhere outside. But there's a deeper way to understand it, because the real shift in the story was not that the voice suddenly appeared. The voice was already there. The shift was that the boy finally learned how to listen. The boy finally learned how to listen. And that is what tonight it's about. So when we say "Speak, Lord," we are not calling on something outside of us. We are becoming available to the greater power that we are already part of, expressing itself through us. We are becoming available to that greater power that we are one with. That power in it, we say we live, we move, and we have our being. Because in truth, you are not waiting for guidance, you are learning how to recognize it. That's what this class is about. The moment we stop running outward, we begin to hear what has always been speaking within. The voice is always speaking, always directing. Eli is not the answer. He represents the teacher, the authority, the one we naturally go to when we are trying to understand something. And he can represent also something within us, our ability to think, to analyze, to try to figure things out. And there's nothing wrong with that. Thinking and reasoning are useful. But they are not meant to replace your inner knowing. Your thinking You're analyzing. They are not there to replace your inner knowing. Because if all we do is rely on authority outside us or keep trying to figure things out in our minds, we end up in circles, just like Samuel did, running back and forth, through and fro. We keep asking, what should I do? Is this right? Can someone confirm this for me? And we stay dependent on people, on things outside. But notice what Eli does. He doesn't become the answer. He doesn't say, here is what it means. Instead, he redirects Samuel. He says, in essence, go back, be still, and listen. Go back, be still, and listen. And that is the role of true guidance. Go back, be still, and listen. That direction you need, that answer you need, whatever is that situation, go back, be still, and listen. And whether it comes through a teacher, a conversation, or even your own reasoning, it is not meant to have the final say. It is meant to help you recognize that something within you already knows. Logic can explain things. Analysis can help you process. Good. But neither of them can take the place of that quiet, deeper knowing inside you. So we always have that deeper inner knowing, always speaking, always directing. So at some point, thinking has to become quiet enough for you to hear what you already sense. Because real guidance does not pull you away from yourself. What it does, it brings you back to yourself. It doesn't try to speak for you. It helps you trust that the voice is already within you. And that's how you know the difference. If it leads you back within, it's guidance. If it keeps you dependent, it's just noise. Most people go through life believing that clarity comes and goes. They say things like, I don't know what to do. I'm waiting for a sign. I just need clarity. But what if clarity is not missing? What if it is simply being overlooked? There's something within you that it's always aware. It's always nudging you. It's always prompting you, always indicating, always guiding you consistently. It shows up as a quiet knowing, a gentle pull, a sense that something is right or not right. We all have these experiences. And yet, because it's not loud, because it does not demand attention, we often miss it, or we doubt it, or sometimes we override it because it's subtle, it's quiet, it's gentle. And then we say, I don't know. But often we do know. We just haven't trusted what we know. In that story, the boy kept running to someone else. Did you call me? And that's what we do. We trust everything outside more than that is within. Did you call me? What do you think about this situation? I need your direction. I need confirmation. And that's important because that is what we do. We feel something, but instead of staying with it, we go outside. We have so much faith on whatever that's external. We ask people, what do you think? What should I do? Does this make sense? We look for validation. We look for agreement. We look for confirmation. And again, we're not saying these are all wrong. But if it takes over that inner knowing, and there's a challenge. Not because anything is wrong with us, but because we've been conditioned to believe that answers come from outside. So even when something within us is speaking clearly, we hesitate, we question it, we wait for someone else to approve it. But there comes a moment in growth when life gently invites you to stop running outward and begin listening inward. The teacher in the story did not give the boy an answer, he gave him a posture. He said in essence, next time, don't run, don't react, don't assume, just be still and listen. And I'm telling you, next time you hear that voice, don't go looking for confirmation outside. Don't go asking anyone. Just be still and listen. Just be still and listen. And this is for someone here. Maybe the answer you're looking for is just be still and listen. Just be still and listen. Just be still and listen. And again, even if it's the only thing you get from this lesson tonight, it's wonderful. Just be still and listen. Just be still and listen. And I say it again, just be still and listen. That is the shift, and it is subtle because it's not about trying harder. It's about becoming quieter. It's about being willing to pause long enough to listen and notice what is already there. Because the voice of truth is not absent. It is present 24/7, speaking, directing. But we have to be still and know. You have to be still and know. So if the inner guidance is always present, why do we miss it? First, noise. Not just external noise, but internal noise. Constant thinking, overanalyzing, replaying situations, projecting. When the mind is loud, the subtle becomes invisible. When the mind is loud, it's all over the place. Thinking of this, thinking of that. Then that subtle voice becomes invisible. Another one, the second, is fear. Sometimes we hear something within us that asks us to grow, to change, to let go, to step forward. And fear says, maybe that's not it. So we dismiss it. Fear presents a different scenario to you. And we suppress that voice within. The third is doubt. We have been taught to trust what is proven, logical, and confirmed. So when something comes from within quietly, we question it. Is that real? Is that just me? And most times these things don't add up. 2 plus 2 probably wouldn't make 4 with that inner knowing. And in that questioning, we disconnect from it. So how do we begin to listen? Not by trying to force something to speak, no. But by becoming aware of what is already speaking. Becoming aware of that voice that's always speaking, directing, nudging, prompting you. And here are a few ways the voice shows up in everyday life. It shows up as a quiet sense of peace, even when things are uncertain. You just know that you're just at peace. It shows up as a gentle discomfort when something is not aligned, just uneasy with the situation. It shows up as a recurring idea. An idea comes, you did not notice it, it comes again, it keeps coming, repeating, trying to catch your attention. It shows up as a clear yes or a clear no before the mind begins to argue. And the more you begin to notice these subtle signals, the more familiar they become. You begin to recognize, this is how guidance feels for me. At this point, a very natural question arises. How do I know what I am hearing within? How do I know it's real? And that's an honest question, because sometimes what we hear feels so simple, so quiet that we almost overlook it. But here's something important to understand. The voice within does not try to compete with your thoughts. It does not try to be the loudest thing in the room. It doesn't argue. It doesn't panic. It doesn't rush you. It comes as a quiet clarity, a simple knowing. Often it comes before thinking starts, before the mind begins to analyze, begins to question and doubt. There's a moment where you just know. How do you know? You can't even explain it, but you just know. And then the mind comes in and says, are you sure? What if that's not right? Let's think about this more. But that first moment, that quiet sense, that's usually it. It's just very quiet, very peaceful. And give it a little time, ideas will begin to come in. And here's another way you can recognize it. It doesn't come with fear. It doesn't pressure you. Even when it's guiding you to change or take a step you are not used to, it doesn't come with pressure or fear. You're getting into something you haven't done before, and you're so at peace. You're comfortable. It comes with a calm, steady feeling that lets you know you are okay. You're walking through a situation, and you're expected to be scared or fearful, but you're just okay. You're just at ease. It may stretch you, but it doesn't shake you. And perhaps the simplest way to understand it is this. Have you ever said to yourself, I knew it, I just didn't listen? That's it. That's the voice. Not something distant, not something mystical, something familiar, something that has been with you all along. So maybe the question is not, is something speaking to me? Maybe the deeper question is, am I willing to trust what I already sense? Am I willing to trust that voice that is directing me? Let's bring this into something simple. Have you ever been in a situation where everything looked fine on the outside, but something within you felt off? Again, that uneasy feeling. But every other person, even you, on the outside, it seems very perfect. Nothing you could explain, nothing you could prove, but you felt it. And maybe you ignored it. And later you realized that feeling was right. That was the voice. Or maybe you've had an idea or something you felt drawn to do. It didn't make perfect sense. It didn't come with guarantees, but it kept coming back. That was the voice. It doesn't shout, it repeats. It comes, it comes. You know, the fact is that so many of us have missed situations, great ideas that have come over and over and over again to start up something, to do something, to step out. And we kept postponing it, trying to confirm, waiting for signs. And before you know it, that idea fizzles off. Trust grows with use. It doesn't come all at once. And it doesn't appear just because we want it. It develops little by little through experience. Every time you listen to that quiet sense within you and act on it, even in a small way, you begin to build trust. And the more you begin to listen, the more you begin to trust. And the more you trust, the clearer it becomes. Again, this comes to mind. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. Just little by little, trust that voice. Not because the voice changes, but because your relationship with it changes. You stop second guessing. You stop needing constant confirmation. You begin to move with a quiet confidence. It's not loud, not forceful, just steady. The more you listen within, the more familiar that inner voice feels, and the easier it becomes to recognize and follow it. There comes a moment when you realize you're not waiting for guidance, you are already in it. Like guidance is already, not someday, not when things become clearer, not when everything finally lines up, right here in this moment. You have guidance, all it's well. And that's one of the most powerful shifts you can make. Because you begin to see that guidance is not something that arrives later. It has been quietly present all along. In the choices you almost made, in the feelings you brushed aside, in the moments where something within you said, this feels right, or something about this doesn't sit well. It was there, not loud, not forcing, just present. Waiting not to arrive, but to be noticed. And when you begin to recognize that, you stop living as if clarity is far away. You stop postponing your own knowing, and instead of saying, I don't know what to do, you begin to ask, what have I already sensed that I've been overlooking or not yet willing to trust? And that question does something powerful. It brings you out of searching back into awareness, back into yourself, back into that quiet place where direction doesn't come all at once, but comes just enough for the next step. Let's go into a simple practice, a meditation, and walk through what we have learned today. I don't need to make anything complicated. Just moments of pause, and we want to go within right now. So I invite you to take a slow, gentle breath in and softly let it go. Allow yourself to settle just for a moment into a space of ease, of comfort, of love, of peace, of beauty. There's nothing you need to do. Nothing you need to figure out. Just be here, just arrive here. Be present in this moment. Let your body relax. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath become natural and steady. Bring your awareness inward now. Not searching, not trying to hear anything specific, but simply becoming present to what is already here. The beauty that is here, the love, the peace, the good and greater good. There is a quiet place within you that has always been present, a place that is steady, a place that is at peace. You do not have to create it. You do not have to reach for it. You simply notice it. Deep at the center of your being, that infinite well of peace, of love, of beauty, of grace, of everything good. And in this gentle awareness, allow yourself to affirm softly within, I am listening. I am listening, not asking, not striving, not waiting, just listening. I am listening. And as you rest in that, you may notice a sense of calm, clarity, or simply a stillness that feels real. Whatever is here, it's enough. It's enough. It's enough because it is true for you in this moment. There's a part of you that always knows. It has been there in every choice you have made, in those small inner nudges, and in those moments when you just felt something was right or not right. It's been there. And now you allow yourself to trust that. You gently affirm, I am guided. I trust what I know. I honor what I sense. I am guided. I trust what I know. I honor what I sense. There's no pressure here, no urgency, just a quiet space to be with yourself. And from here, gently ask, what am I sensing right now? What am I sensing right now? Not what you think, not what you should do, just what you sense. And as you stay with that, you might also ask, what feels true for me in this moment? What feels real for me in this moment? And no need to force an answer, just to notice. And if nothing comes, that's okay, just to remain open. You can gently ask, is there something within me asking for my attention? Or simply, what feels right or not right now? Let these questions be soft, not something to figure out, but something to notice. And whatever comes, a feeling, a sense, or even stillness, just allow it. Simply allow the feeling, the knowing, or even the silence. Whatever you sense, allow it. Because even in the silence, something within you is steady and aware. Silence is a beautiful place. You are not waiting for guidance, you are already in it. You begin to feel that more clearly now. And we affirm, clarity is not far from me. It is present. I am available to it. I trust the direction of my life. I am available to clarity, to guidance. I trust the direction of my life. I trust the direction of my life. I trust the direction of my life. And as you begin to return to your awareness, to this moment, to your body, to the space around you, carry this with you. This connection, this trust, this willingness to listen. You remind yourself, I can return to this place anytime. It's a peaceful place. I am listening. I am guided. All is well. I am listening. I am guided. And all is well. Take one more slow, deep breath in and gently let it go. And throughout your day, take a moment and ask yourself, what am I sensing right now? What am I feeling right now? Not what you think, not what you should do, just what you sense. And be willing to stay with it. That is your way of living. I am listening. And so as we come to a close tonight, notice how simple this really is. Nothing to chase, nothing to force, nothing new to figure out. This is not about learning something new. It is about remembering what has been true. It's about remembering, noticing what has been there all along. There is a wisdom within you that has never been absent. Hear it again. There's a wisdom within you that has never been absent. It's available 24/7. It has been there in every decision, every turning point, every quiet moment of clarity. Even now, it is present, not waiting to speak, but already speaking. Already speaking. So maybe the invitation is no longer speak. Maybe the deeper invitation is simply, I am listening. The deeper invitation is, I am listening. I am listening. And as you begin to live from that place, something gentle begins to shift. A little more clarity, a little more ease, a little more trust. Not because everything suddenly changes, but because you are no longer disconnected from that part of you that always knew. You are one with it. You move forward, not perfectly, not with all the answers, but with the quiet, steady knowing that you are guided, that you are connected, that you are not alone in your life. You are not alone. You are connected. You are not alone. As you move into the days ahead, carry this with you, a willingness to pause, to notice, and to trust even the smallest sense of knowing that I know that I know. because it is often in quiet moments that things become clearer. And little by little, you begin to live from that place. And you know what? That is more than enough. More than enough. More than enough. And thank you for being here tonight, for showing up, and for being present to yourself. You don't need to go looking for it. Just to remember to listen. Just to remember to listen. And so it is.